two have been friends, haven't you? Way before your terrible accident, way before Made in Chelsea. It goes back a long way.
It does, yeah. It's been 12 odd years now, I think.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, it's quite a while.
Yeah.
Long enough.
Long enough. You feel you've suffered.
But this is amazing what you're about to undertake. I mean, it's incredible, really. Tell us why you decided to do what you're doing.
I mean, it's all been inspired by my best buddy. You know, the fact that he's had this motorbike accident and, you know, it's not just changed his life, it's changed all of our lives. The whole point of this challenge is to show that there is strength in vulnerability. So even if you're the hardest and strongest person in the world, you still need to show that vulnerability. And I think that's the issue that we're having right now. So I'm hoping this challenge and with this man's support, we can inspire people to do that.
It's amazing. I mean, one of the things, talking to you just a few moments ago, Ben, is that it's very easy to put categories and names on people, isn't it? Someone who uses a wheelchair, someone who's disabled. Yeah. But for you, your life changed in a split second.
Yeah, just literally in a split second. I mean, it's crazy how life goes. But it was a bad moment. But since then, I mean, we've had so much positivity come from the whole experience, inspiring people. You know, I almost wouldn't change it because it's crazy, but
and
so
you're
much good has come
coping
from
brilliantly with it, because it can be it's a big mental adjustment.
It is. I don't know how I've dealt with it so well. I think just
It's only been what,
20 months, yeah.
Right.
And I haven't really had a down day. I mean, I cried sort of the second day to myself for about 20 minutes, but
I think I cried more than you did.
Yeah, I think he has. Yeah, he's actually spent longer in a wheelchair probably than I have. I mean, it was more of a man pride thing for me. Like, you know, how am I going to save the children if the house set on fire and things like that. So that got me down. But the actual being in a wheelchair, I haven't found bad, really.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, how do you go about training for something like this, Josh, as somebody who doesn't normally use it?
I mean, just literally trying to spend as much time...
That's your vehicle there.
Yeah, that's my Ferrari right there. I mean, I've tried to learn the technique of being in this chair in 4 months that normally takes people 2 years. So, and also, where I've kind of got a disadvantage is that every wheelchair is made specifically for the individual. This hasn't been made for me. So I'm actually not able to get a full extension on my push rims on my wheels.
Are you getting your excuses in early?
No,
is that what this is?
So I mean, I have this guy to back me up.
Back home by Thursday.
Yeah.
So if I'm delayed by 6 months, you know why. But no, it's an amazing piece of equipment that was given to me by draft. But the preparation, I mean, David Weir has become such a good friend to the both of us. I've been training with his academy.
Wow.
A couple nights of the week, so to spend time with some of the, you know, the big future prospects of this country has just been such a privilege.
Could you work some of this into the Made in Chelsea show? There's a lot of debate at the moment, isn't there, about how we represent people with disabilities, people who use wheelchairs.
Yeah.
It would be great if we could see of this a bit in a show like Made in Chelsea, wouldn't it?
I mean, do the viewers really want that? I mean, as much as I think it'd be great.
You know what, I was thinking about the same thing, though, you know, and I said at the start that I'm not a big fan of the show, and I think sometimes shows like Made in Chelsea get a bit of a bad rep. They think, well, it's just all about, you know, sex or relationships. But you guys, what you're doing is truly inspiring, which is fantastic. And I think people need to know about it. So, you know, and if it is supposed to be sort of a structured reality of people's lives, and this is what you're doing, then I think it's a really important part.
Do you fancy a bit of a role in it?
I'll try.
There you go. We just cast you. This is great.
I think you know, I think reality has taken quite a hit recently, and I would like people to see experiences like this where I've been given a platform, and you know, we're sat here with you guys and with my best friend. This isn't a sob story, you know, this is a huge
and it's so
victory.
inspiring for so many people.
You know, and I think when individuals do go on reality, if they can utilise their platform or they have a passion, like we do right now, then it can be the most wonderful thing.
So you're breaking a world record. Tell us remind us exactly what you're going to do and when you're doing it.
So I leave tomorrow,
Yep.
and we actually set off on Tuesday
from
John O'Groats.
Yep.
And what we're attempting to do is for me to be the first able-bodied person in a wheelchair to go from John O'Groats to Land's End.
Right. And what's the record again? So you've got to do it within how many?
Just being the first able-bodied person.
Right. What's the current record for anybody doing
A
that?
guy actually just broke it. I think he just did it in 2 weeks.
Right, okay.
But I mean, he's a very competitive racer. For me right now, it's not actually about breaking the time. It is just about being able-bodied and just showcasing what warriors these guys are, really, for being in these chairs.
There's some outstanding people out there. I think early on I sort of said to my dad, oh, don't worry, I'm going to be a Paralympian.
Yeah.
But then when you start looking around, there's some amazing people in wheelchairs with disabilities who are
The
doing great.
competition's pretty fierce.
Really, really high. You know, so even Josh to do this is a hard challenge.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to even think he's going to come close to some of these records.
Great to chat to both
Brilliant.
of you.
Thank you,
Good luck
guys.
with it all. Keep
Thank
us
you.
posted as
Yeah,
well, how it
thank
goes,
you.
if you get a second to breathe.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.